Alright, so I'm going to try and take off the side fairing again. I know I did a video previously on this, but I've got to take it off again, so I thought I'd have another go, and once again it is quite challenging. So I've taken off the back part, I've taken off the part in front of the air filter, the side part that joins the two pieces left and right just in front of the fuel cap. I have taken off these parts which go just under the nose cone, both sides. You must do that first, and in fact they're actually quite hard to get out themselves, because the piece that goes in front of the exhaust and spark plugs, so everything held each other stuff in. So I took off the floorboard mat and took out the two Allen bolts. There's one there and one there, two 10mm bolts there, to give some flexibility to the floor, to the sort of lower section here, and that enabled me to take out the lower piece there, which is this bit. Okay, so to get that out, and the reason I was trying to get that out is because I wanted to take these two boomerang shaped pieces out which go underneath the nose cone. So now I'm going to try and actually, so I'm doing all of that just to get this side cowling off. So let's see what happens. Okay, so starting at the back, on the lower section, there's two connectors there that push in, so I've undone them ones. There's a black Allen bolt just here which I had missed. Because it's kind of black, it's less obvious. Okay, there's a black one just there. Okay, so that's basically just pulling it, and there's one there, something holding it kind of more or less where my fingers are. This front area here still somehow seems to be attached to this footboard. They should make the dickheads that design this crap, they should make them bloody work on the bike. Still, they're like taking it off. Flipping jokers. It's ridiculous. By the time this has been through a workshop, you know, a paid workshop, a dealership, most of these tabs are going to get snapped and damaged and so on. It's only if you work on your own bike that you've got any chance of not knackering it all up, because you might take more care than the mechanic. There's no way they can, you know, take this off carefully every time and not snap all these ridiculous little bits and pieces. It's horrible. Well, now I remember before this, oh yeah, you have to push this down in order to move this fairing forward. It has three bits here that slide into this central section. So you push the top down, and I'm trying to shove that forward. which is easier said than done, obviously. It's all loose. The problem is there's one section here next to the headlight where it kind of is hanging up on there. Oh. Okay. So I can't really describe that. You've got to try and unhook this grey area from there before we deal with this fairing part here. Now I'm going to push this down. The top bit, you've got to flex that in and then shove that forward, which has worked. And then there's one tiny little tab just here, like literally a tiny corner, which is sort of it's like a tiny little, tiny little tab, which is just catches behind there. The chances of that surviving, more than a couple of years of this being taken off is like 0. Okay, so that's it, and then I've just got to disconnect the indicator wire here. There's a bright orange connector. With a human unfriendly connector tab, because why make things for humans? Let's make it as difficult as possible. Okay, so you need a screwdriver in order to lift that tab to unconnect it, disconnect it. And there you go. That's the little tiny bit on the end of the nose cone that I was saying goes under there. Okay, so to take this side off, I've taken the back piece off. I'm going to just pull the painted plastic which has lugs along the bottom of it. So I'm going to separate those, so they're along the bottom. The bottom of the silver part here, there's one lug there that locates, so I've got to pull, there we go. You have to pull the bottom of this piece here, has got one lug. That's the bit I forgot in the last video. So along the bottom and one at the bottom there. I took the handle off already with the 2 silver chrome bolts that hold it, and then I think it's the bit again about pressing that down and sliding this whole piece forward. This bit here is difficult. It's hard to know how it sort of interacts with this nose cone part. Okay, so you've just seen me sort of, I just pulled it really, not very hard, and it kind of separated. Not really sure how that locates. Yeah. Depress that bit, slide that forward. I think it's off. I think it's just hung up on the handle, the brake lever.
Okay, I don't know what was holding it. It was nothing specific. Partly the handle and just sort of somehow holding on. There we go. Not much to see really. It's just a bit awkward. That's it.